What if I said that the exercise and workouts you do aren't really the most important factor of whether you improve your fitness and strength? Further, what if I told you that your rest and recovery after exercise is much more important than whether or not you knock out one monster workout after another? Crazy old guy talk? Well, in this video, I'm going to make the case why you need to prioritize recovery and build it into your training just as you would any other workout. I'll talk about the problems with a training-first approach and how that kind of thinking can actually decrease your strength and fitness over time. I'll then present the advantages of taking a recovery-first approach and give you 7 key areas you can focus on starting today to put you on the path to a more productive, more enjoyable, and less injury-prone training life. Let's dive in. Let's face it, most of us, me included, like working out. We enjoy the process of pushing our bodies, seeing what they can do, and improving that over time. So the natural inclination is to push the effort or pace and try to get better, faster, stronger each and every workout. If we're not working hard every day, we're not really working, right? Well, this culture of what I call personal best every day has become all too common, no matter what exercise we do. From strength training, CrossFit, and bodybuilding to running, triathlon, cycling, rowing, and just about everything else, the consensus seems to be no days off. Well, that attitude towards exercise might work when we're young, but it definitely doesn't work when we're older. And by old, I mean anybody over age 30. Not allowing our bodies to adequately recover from a workout is only setting us up for something bad to happen, like a stall in our training, poor performance in workouts or events, or injuries. None of those is anything that most of us would want, so to reduce the odds of bad things happening, we really need to embrace adequate recovery as part of our training. We need to make sure that we prioritize recovery as part and parcel of everything that we do. Recovery needs to be built into our training from the very beginning. To emphasize and maximize recovery, we want to focus on specific things that give us the best chance to come back from training, rebuild, and put us in the position to efficiently and effectively train again and again and again. Here are 7 key components of recovery that I've found that work very well for me. The first is to alternate hard and easy days or workouts. No back-to-back hard days. What we want to be doing is to make sure that we have at least one easy day between hard workouts. And as we get older, me at age 58, I take 2 to 3 days, sometimes more, between especially hard workouts. The reason for this is we need to give our bodies time to recover. And if we just go hard after hard workout after hard workout, we're pounding our bodies. The body never has a chance to bounce back to a level where the next hard workout can actually make a positive impact. So we need to alternate those hard and easy days. The next one is to take 1 to 2 days a week of very light activity. And what I mean by that is not necessarily take the entire day off and just sit on the couch, but really focus on just getting the body moving, getting the blood flowing, and help the body in its recovery process. So things like easy walking, easy spinning on a bike, maybe going for a hike or something easy with the family, just to get the body moving, get the blood flowing, and help the body do what it does best, which is recover and rebuild. Along that same line of no back-to-back hard days, taking 1 to 2 or maybe 3 days off for easy, we also want to build into our training planned what I call deload weeks. And what these are is just miniature versions of a full week of workouts. So for me, I might be doing 3 to 4 days of zone 2 aerobic, a couple of days of strength training, and 1 to 2 days of intervals. So on my deload weeks, I may cut out the intervals completely and just go a little bit easier on the aerobic and maybe a little easier on the strength training. Just getting some reps in, getting the blood going, but basically just dialing it back a little bit for 1 week at a time. Now my deload weeks are right now about 1 week every 4 weeks. So 3 weeks of good, consistent, full training and 1 deload week. The next thing we want to do that I found very effective, and it's something I didn't do enough of when I was younger, and I'm really emphasizing now, is we want to make sure that we are giving our bodies time to warm up for the workout and to cool down after the workout. We just can't jump into a workout, even if it's a moderate zone 2 workout. We want to ease into it and give our bodies a chance to kind of get warmed up, get the muscles moving, get the blood flowing, and get ready to put out an effort. So proper warm up and cool down is very, very important. I've kind of looked at it in a few different levels. The first thing I do as part of my warm up is to make sure that I do some muscle activation or range of motion or mobility work to get things going. So things like a general range of motion exercises where you're kind of getting the joints and the tendons and the ligaments kind of moving and waking them up a little bit. And then once you've done that, I want to ease into the workout. So before you just jump right in to doing that zone 2 workout, give your body 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes to kind of get up to that good working temperature. So you wouldn't jump into your car on a sub-zero day, start it up and immediately drive off. You'd probably let the engine run a little bit, get it warmed up before you give it the gas. Same thing with workouts. We want to ease into the workout. When we get done with our workout, we want to ease out of our workout. Just like we ease in, we want to ease out. So don't immediately stop and get off and sit down. Take some time to slow down, and if you're running, maybe slow down and walk for 10 or 15 minutes. If you're cycling, just spin easy, start the body's repair process right away, but by easing out of the work and into recovery. And then once you get done with that, do some stretching right after you get done workout. And by stretching, I'm talking about light, easy stretching, none of that ballistic, what they call ballistic or bouncing stretching, just nice, easy stretching where you may be holding an easy stretch for 15 seconds to a minute, just to kind of help the body, the muscles remain flexible after a workout. And then the last thing that kind of goes under this umbrella of proper warm up and cool down is begin the rehydration and refueling process as soon as possible after a workout. It's important to get nutrients and liquids back into our body so our body can start using that to start the recovery process. So hopefully you're staying hydrated and fueled, especially if you're doing a longer workout. But when you get done with the workout, don't stop. Keep that refueling and rehydration process going. Give your body a chance to get the energy it needs to do what it needs to do to begin recovering. The fifth key to giving our bodies the ability to recover and building recovery into our day-to-day and week-to-week training is to make sure that we feed our bodies the best food possible. So basically what we're talking about here is good nutrition practices. First off, we want to make sure that we're eating enough. We don't need to be in a huge calorie deficit on a regular basis. Now, if you're trying to lose some weight, then you need to really pay attention to that. You can generally go into a calorie deficit, but you need to make sure that you're giving your body enough fuel that it needs to stay healthy and hopefully not lose muscle along the way. But you want to make sure that you're eating enough, first off, and then within that, you want to try to do what you can to kind of balance what they're called those macro ingredients. So things like carbs, fat, and protein. Everybody's going to have a different mix of that, but you want to make sure that you're getting enough of each of those. So it might require you to be a little bit more intentional about your eating. I know for me, it's something that I've had to focus on a little more just to make sure that I'm getting enough of the right ingredients and the right foods on a regular basis. So I'm paying a lot more attention to that. Part of that is we want to make sure that we're giving our body, along with enough carbs and fat, we want to make sure that we're giving our body enough protein. Once again, everybody is different depending on what your goals are, but generally, a lot of research seems to suggest, especially for active people, that you want to try to get at least 1/2 of a gram of protein per each pound of body weight on a daily basis. So for me, weighing 173 pounds at this point, that's about 85 or 86 grams of protein on a daily basis. I'm eating a little bit more protein than that because I am on a fairly aggressive strength training program. I want to eat a little extra protein, but generally we want to make sure that we're getting kind of at least that 1/2 a gram per pound of body weight to make sure that we have enough protein for our bodies to rebuild muscle and help us recover. And then the last part under the good nutrition section here is to do what we can to focus on whole foods. In other words, we want to limit or reduce the amount of highly processed foods and added sugar that we are taking in. So basically, if it comes in a box, that can generally be considered processed food. So we want to try to reduce that. And along that way, one of the best ways to do that is to prepare as much of your own food yourself as you can, because that puts you in control of the food that you eat. So you're able to make the best choices for you rather than going to a restaurant and ordering something and it tastes good, but you don't know how that was prepared. Maybe there's more sugar or more salt or something that maybe you're trying to avoid or limit. When you cook and build your own food and create your own food and feed yourself, there's usually a lot more fun in the process. You're a lot more connected to the food that you eat, and it allows you to be in control of the food that you put into your mouth every day. The next component is something that I found to be very important, and more research is showing that, and that is that we can do whatever we can to reduce the amount of stress in our life whenever possible. Sometimes it can be hard. Life can be stressful, especially today. But whatever we can do to reduce the amount of stress in our life, whether it's from work or family or whatever, if we can reduce that stress a little bit, that's going to pay big dividends by helping our body in the recovery process. So when you think about ways to reduce stress, there's a couple things that I found very helpful. One is to find some relaxation or breathing exercises that work. That's a great way to just take a break. And you can do this multiple times through the day. Just take a minute and do some breathing exercises to kind of help you refocus, recenter, and lower the level of stress a little bit. The next thing that I found very helpful, and it's something I've been doing pretty consistently for the last couple of years, and I'm going to do a whole video on it here very shortly, is mindfulness meditation. It is a fantastic way to become more in the moment, focus on what you can control, and build your ability to ignore a lot of the other stuff that's going on around you. Meditation is a great way to do that. I'll post a link in the description to a meditation app that I've been using, and I'm going to do a more detailed video on meditation coming up here real soon. So if you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications to be aware of when I post new videos. Okay, and the last thing along stress and reducing it is to arrange your life as much as you can to keep stress down. So whatever you can do to kind of simplify the routine and put yourself in the best position possible to keep stress as low as you can will be a good thing for sure. And the last key component, number 7 on this list, and maybe it should have been listed first, but I figured I'd put it 7th to emphasize it at the end, is sleep, sleep, sleep. It is absolutely vital. More and more research is showing how important good quality sleep is to us, both mentally and physically. Ideally, and check yourself here on this one, ideally we should, all of us, be getting somewhere between 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep a night. How many hours a night do you get? Most people, most of America, is getting less than 7 hours a night. So technically, 2/3 of us, I think, are sleep deprived. So the first thing is to try to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Now, we want to make sure that we're doing quality sleep. And what does that mean? Well, quality sleep means that we're getting the best sleep that we can. We're not just in bed, but we're actually asleep and letting our body go through what we have evolved to do while asleep. So that brings into things like paying attention what you do before you go to sleep, things called sleep hygiene. So maybe cutting down on using electronics before you go to bed, not having a TV or looking at your phone or your Instagram right before you go to bed, having a nice dark room so you can go to sleep, keeping the room temperature cooler rather than warmer. Try to go to bed at the same time of night, no matter what night it is. Reduce your caffeine intake and alcohol intake, especially in the afternoon and evening. Both of those can have a very detrimental effect on the quality of your sleep. I have found for me that both of those make a huge difference. If I can reduce them, I'm a lot better off. And remember, when it comes to sleep, there's really no makeups. Lost sleep is gone forever. You're not going to get it back by sleeping in on the weekends. All the research seems to be showing that it's consistent sleep on a nightly basis. So whatever we can do to put ourselves in a position to do that on a regular basis is going to be very, very beneficial. I'm going to do a video on sleep coming up here very soon. I'm reading a book. I finished it up, and I'm going to do a video on this coming up real soon as well. So stay tuned for that. There you go. 7 key things that I found help me to make the most of my workouts by allowing me to prioritize recovery. Now that's so key by putting recovery first, and it's helped a lot. These components have worked great for me, and I think you'll also find them helpful in your training. So go ahead and give them a shot. If you like my take on health and fitness and doing what we can to live longer and better, and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so by hitting that little button down there. And also, give us this video a very enthusiastic thumbs up. That's one of the best ways to get the word out to more and more people about what we are doing here on the channel. And while you're at it, go ahead and leave a comment down below letting me know you stopped by. And also, have you done anything to kind of prioritize recovery in your workout routine? Let us know down below. And if you want to see what I'm up to in my training, you can follow me on Strava or Zwift. The links are in the description below. And finally, if you want to see what a typical week of training looks like for me as a 57, 58-year-old, check out this video up here. That's it for now. Hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, be well.